I remember my first interaction with Matt was we started the same year, our families joined Overlake the same year, and it was on the side of a soccer game at home. He was standing there, we were cheering, and I realized, oh, that's Matt Horvat, our new head of school. So we just started talking, and that was just a wonderful beginning of a joyful partnership with Matt all these years.
So I've known Matt Horvat for the entire time that he's been at Overlake. And I want to say, as a former trustee, one of the best decisions that I've ever made, and we as a board ever made, was hiring Matt back in 2012.
You know, one of the things I've always been grateful, I think, to Matt as a boss and an institutional leader is, I always feel like I'm empowered to do the right thing for the person that's in front of me. That's kind of a rare thing in this world. To always get to put your people first and what they need, and I'm super grateful for that.
I've been on the board since 2016. I really feel like I've gotten to know Matt over that time through so many different kinds of scenarios. I've been in really long, challenging board meetings with him. I've been in different sports events where my kids were playing. I've been in community meetings with different faculty and staff, big meetings. And it's just so impressive to me how patient and kind he is in every scenario.
As a faculty member, having him in our department meetings and having him participate and have the faculty perspective has really benefited this school, because he takes that experience with him when he goes back to his job as head of school and makes decisions that impact the life of the community. He shows up and he does the work alongside of us and doesn't hold back from getting involved.
I've been really impressed with Matt's willingness just to step in wherever he's needed. I can think of a time where we needed dance chaperones and we didn't have anybody. We were short on supervision, and he stepped up on a Saturday night and walked over from his house and helped out. My favorite memory of Matt is probably first day of school assembly, when most people would just walk into the gym and Matt came in on a scooter and made quite an entrance.
One of the things I always loved about Matt was that he was a big fan of Dark Day. No matter what everybody thought or how big a logistical lift it was going to be, he wanted to go play and drive some go-karts with those kids. He was always a champion of that. He was always a champion of fun.
He made amazing activities with Miss Lynch, like Dark Day, and it was kind of like a field trip, but Matt Horvat and Miss Lynch actually made it where the whole school could go all together, and it was really fun.
I always thought of principals to be always in their office working on all the stuff for the school, like budgets and field trips, stuff like that. But he interacted with students and things like that, so I think that's something about a really good principal.
He wasn't just in his office all day working. He was out, he was vocally supporting people.
My absolute favorite memory, as I think back, was in October of 2015, and it was the first time in many years that Overlake had done a cultural fair. And I was so excited because Matt agreed to host, with me and another family, a Scandinavia booth. And it was so much fun because he spent the entire day manning the booth, talking to parents, talking up our little neck of the woods in the world. But I was super impressed with the fact that he wanted to do that.
During Project Week in 2017, we went on the same trip taking students to China. We worked together closely for 12 days, and I had a chance to study how Matt operates. The descriptive words that stuck in my mind are hardworking, kind, and down to earth. I remember Matt was always the first one waiting in the hotel lobby every morning, ready to greet our students. And he was always the last one to board the bus after helping our driver load all the luggage. He left such a great impression on our partner school. And after 6 years, I'm still getting messages from the exchange program director at that school asking me how Matt is doing.
My favorite moments are the small ones. As you know, I get here early in the morning, and when the back gate was open, and I'd see a light on in the exercise room at 6:30, quarter after 6 in the morning, it was usually you working the bike or running on the ramp or whatever. I miss those moments. But also the moments when you chose to go to Uruguay with us. The kids loved your presence there. And it was the fact that you enjoyed teaching with them as they were and sitting with us when we ate and broke bread. It's those moments that I remember the most.
He never, ever, ever was afraid to get his hands dirty. And that really characterizes, in my mind, the kind of leader that he is.
As a leader, you can be a leader who tells people things, or you can be a leader who asks people things, and Matt's a leader who asks people things first. He leads with a ton of humility, leads with a ton of just care, right, and humanity.
I noticed right away you always took time to listen and understand an issue before determining your opinion on it and then moving forward with an action. And while you were applying it on an organizational level for Overlake, that was certainly a lesson that I learned from you on a personal level over the course of knowing you the last several years and counting you as a great mentor of mine.
Your leadership during COVID was, to me, so impressive and really like no other. And I know you cared so much about what was happening with the kids, what was happening with faculty and staff. And, you know, in retrospect, I can't even believe what an amazing job you did as a leader during COVID especially.
The move down to a 4-course load for faculty is a huge one. That changed the way, what it meant to be a teacher here at Overlake. It paved the way for people to just engage in this place in different ways.
Witten, oh my gosh, what a gorgeous building.
One thing I'm really grateful that he's done is he's been very supportive of the Summerlink program, which I had the pleasure of getting to work with last summer, and I was really impressed with the way Overlake has started to build that out, and that couldn't have happened without Matt's support.
Matt, I have a huge amount of gratitude towards you. It's been really an honor to get to know you over these many years, and I really do consider you a friend, and I'm wishing you all of the best as you move on to your next role. And I think you're really leaving a legacy here, and I think your legacy is about the culture you've created. The culture really of openness and kindness and doing the right thing.
We are so happy for you and your career and going on beyond Overlake. We will miss you, of course, but we're so appreciative and grateful for everything that you've done for Overlake School, for our community.
You can remember that you were an amazing head of school and that everyone appreciated you.
Whatever you're doing in our school, which is great, keep doing it in their school and make their school just as good as ours.
I heard London is even rainier than Seattle. Are you sure you don't want to just stay here?
When in doubt, keep doing what I'm sure that you've done already, which is ask your wife and listen to her. That's always the smartest play.
I'm sad, so love you.
So Matt, as you embark on this journey with Susan to London, I have to say that I'm envious. I'm envious of the community that is going to have you as their head of school.
I'm very excited for you as you start this new journey in London, and I'm excited for the American School, knowing that you will have a continued impact on students just in the way that you had for me and for the Overlake community over your tenure. Thank you, Matt, and looking forward to talking with you soon.
Once an owl, always an owl. We love you.